Okay, World on Fire. Very apt description. It's a pretty solid episode. I like this episode. It's not my favorite. I think I liked In the Blood better, but there is a lot to like about this episode. This one focuses more on. I guess it starts to wrap up the storyline with the Russians. Kind of see with like the whole war thing that starts up in the last episode. This one really showcases much more of kind of what we can expect from the Kingpin character for the rest of the season. In that I really, like I said, I mentioned before, I really like how they're portraying this particular Kingpin. It's like, he almost feels like strangely insecure and, but at the same time you also know there's a confidence and a certainty in his actions. And that really comes through. The idea of actually like exploring the character through like Dane, a woman, it was actually very smart because it allowed you to lay out a lot of exposition without it feeling necessarily forced. And this one kind of picks up where the last episode left off, where she's not quite sure what to make of Wilson Fisk, obviously, because there's some really shady shit going on, and I like the fact that she's not dumb enough that she doesn't realize that. Like, especially towards the end of the episode, and of course I'm giving away spoilers here, but they're on another dinner date, and at this point, Wilson Fisk has reserved the entire restaurant to himself because he doesn't want to be interrupted again. Sorry, I'm sick. That's why I haven't watched an episode in a couple days. My head is just, I'm out of it. But, they're talking, they're having a little dinner, they're having their dinner date, and then, like, towards the end of the date, Wilson Fisk is like, "Can I ask you a question?" He goes, "Why do you have what kind of gun do you have in your purse?" And from there, like, the whole mood shifts in their relationship, and the woman actually comes off as much more, just a lot darker and a lot more like okay with a lot of the violent stuff, which you kind of would have to be if you're dating someone who you know is dangerous. So I like that shift in dynamic, and they oddly enough, towards the end, it almost feels kind of like a House of Cards-esque thing with Frank and Claire. So I'm looking forward to see where that's going. There are, like, Daredevil, oddly enough, kind of takes a back seat to this. I mean, he is in there, kind of the obligatory fight scenes, but yeah, like, emotionally wise, there's not really much to him in this episode. I mean, they do have him, like, I guess they're following along with the love storyline between him and Night Nurse, which I guess I kind of see. I don't know. To me, it felt a little forced. I guess looking back, there was some flirting in the other episodes, but I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'm kind of playing that one by ear, see where that one goes. Otherwise, yeah, the focus is very much like on the other characters. Like Foggy gets a few very nice moments here to shine, and so does Karen. I think it's her name, Karen. They both get they have some very nice scenes together, and they work really well off each other. Yeah, the Night Nurse, I think, is the whole Night Nurse storyline in this episode really is kind of what kind of bogged it down a little bit for me. I thought I was like, okay, I'm not quite sure I buy that. Or even that she's fallen in love with him already. I was like, I didn't buy that at all. But I don't know, we'll see where that goes, see if that leads anywhere good. I mean, like I said, I like the fact that she's like his emotional anchor, and she's the one that'll call him out his BS. And the fact that he's, going all Darth Vader on everybody at this point. One thing I like about this episode is, like, the whole episode is, like, set up this war between the Kingpin and the Russians. But he starts out by framing the death of Vladimir's brother, who is like one of the Russian bosses on Daredevil, by playing a mask on his body, which, by the way, no head, and they show that. I thought that was kind of cool. But anywho, and when Daredevil finds out about that, one thing I kind of liked about that is he goes along with it. Like, he knows obviously he didn't do it, knows he's being framed, but at the same time, like, when an enemy brings it up, like it says, no, don't take my head off, everyone knows what you did. He doesn't go, oh no, I didn't do that. He goes, no, I want the other one. So I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. Like, he's not afraid to use being framed to help him out, so that's kind of cool. Other than that, though, yeah, very explosive, a few good action sequences, a hell of a cliffhanger. So, yeah, I can't really think of what else to say about this episode. So, yeah, there's that. And, yeah, next episode. Bye-bye.